Hi guys. Okay, super duper easy chicken recipe that I've been making. I know I keep saying this, but I'm introducing all my favorite recipes. Been making it for 28 years, the whole time I've been married. It is from, out of all the cookbooks I have, my absolute favorite cookbook because of my roots. It's the Southern Living. There's a lot of Southern Living cookbooks. This is my favorite, and it's out of print, I think. I think you can get it used, but I'm going to, it's a really easy recipe, but since I'm not measuring, I'm gonna take a picture of the recipe so you guys can see it. But I look at my notes here. It's called Imperial Chicken Bake, and my notes say, Mom says this is good. That was written from the first time I ever got this. And look at, it's even got an inscription, the glare you can't see, from my mom. In fact, what does this say? Christmas 1988. Oh my gosh, y'all. That's a year after I graduated high school. She gave this to me for Christmas. My dear youngest daughter, I hope you'll use this book many times over and make many people happy. Especially remember part of your heritage when you reach for these recipes. You did come from a long line of wonderful cooks, Mom. Oh, I love it. Okay. Anyways, super easy. You can do this with chicken breast or with tenders. I've been doing tenders recently because there's not much cleaning involved, and y'all know from my past comments that chicken grosses me out. Sorry, but it does. So I had a pack of tenders in, and I've got 2 left. I already breaded them. They're breaded. Just spray, a Pyrex dish, something to bake them in. You dredge them in milk. We don't have any real milk in this house. It's all oat milk, almond milk, all that kind of stuff. I do have half and half for coffee for people. So I actually put a little bit of half and half and oat milk in here. And then I'm going to dredge it in breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, salt and pepper, and the recipe calls for parsley, and I don't have any parsley. So for the first time ever, and I can't believe that I've never done this before, I was just at my mom's visiting, 6-foot distance. Actually, we were like 12-foot distance, sitting in her driveway talking. And I picked some rosemary off of her bush and came home with it. So since I have some fresh rosemary, I chopped it up and put it in here. I like rosemary better than parsley anyway, so I'm sure this is gonna be amazing. But all you do is you just dredge it in the milk, just like anybody that fries up chicken or anything, although this is gonna be baked. And then put it in this bread mixture with Parmesan cheese. I used the grated cheese. I would have used shredded if I had it. Shredded's just gonna be clumpier and it doesn't stick to the chicken as much. I noticed that the grated works a little bit better, and since I had both, I'm using grated. But they're just, there you go, in the dish, just like that. And then you're going to take, oh, here we go, let me get and then you're going to take a mixture of crushed garlic, butter, and lemon juice. And like I said, the recipe will be in the comments, but I put a little bit more garlic than it calls for because I love garlic, and I put a little bit more lemon juice because I like it lemony. So mix it together, and then you literally just drizzle it on top of the chicken. I made this more growing up when my kids were younger. They never had like chicken tenders, or how people make homemade fried chicken tenders. I rarely did that. This was kind of the chicken tender thing that they would eat. They loved this so much. I would make this a lot. And if you do breast, what I used to do before I started doing the tenders is you can either pound them, or my favorite thing to do with a breast is, you cut them down the middle and make 2 out of 1 breast so that they're thin, and then you don't have to pound them. So if I'm doing breast, that's how I do it. But I love these as tenders now. And then that's it. And then you bake at what? You bake at 350. Yeah, 350 for 40 minutes. These won't need 40 minutes because they're tenders. But just so you know, in our house, over the years, we've been, long before paleo was a thing or keto was a thing, we've been grain-free. Cameron, my daughter, has a gluten allergy. She's the only one in the family that it's a gluten thing. So over the years when I've done this, I have done this with, today I used a mixture of Progresso crumbs and these Trader Joe rice crumbs. but I have used these glutino crumbs. I love to do it with panko crumbs, but I didn't have any panko. And over the years, I will mix it with, I'll do almond flour and maybe a little bit of cashew flour and maybe a little bit of rice for crunch. Rice breadcrumbs, not rice. But over the years when we've been completely grain-free, I will not do any, obviously, rice breadcrumbs or wheat breadcrumbs, and I will just dredge it in like a mixture of cashew flour and almond flour, and it actually comes out great. So if you're grain-free or you're paleo and keto, whatever, and you're trying not to do any grains, don't do the rice or the wheat. Do it in a combination of nut flour, chickpea. I've done it in chickpea flour, really good. But that's it. It doesn't get much easier than that. I will post a picture in the comments when it's done, and I'll put a picture of the recipe. But that's that. All right, guys. See you later. Have a good one. Get out on the trails. We've got some trails back open.